Showtime! The Capital G show starts right now.
What's up YouTube, Capital G here. We're talking about Satellarknights in this video and asking what do you think of the deck? Because if I was Satellarknight Deneb, I'd be looking around the room at a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh players and I'd be thinking, how you like me now? I remember about a week ago, you guys should remember that I made a video and it was called, Bro, Do You Even Know About Satellarknights? And a lot of people commented in the video that were disagreeing with me, which I'm fine with. I never ban anybody for disagreeing with me or even, you know, voicing their opinion that might be contrary to mine. A lot of people were saying the deck's too linear, it needs Shockmaster and the Star Seraphs to be, you know, at its competitive prime. It'll be tier 2 at best. And I mean, don't even get me started on the guys at Duelist Grounds. They were just shitting on the deck, and I used to go to Duelist Grounds. Well, I still do. I would go there maybe like the last 5-6 days trying to get information on Satellarknights because after I played it, I was like, this deck is super fun to play. And the deck didn't even have its own thread in the deck discussion part of the forum. So I was just like, what? How do S-Knights not even have their own thread in the deck discussions? It didn't make any sense to me. I think they just finally got one like 3 days ago. Now you kind of look at the deck and they just won ARG Atlantic City. And the thing is, they didn't just win, they dominated. Like, the finals was an S-Knight mirror match, and I believe that they also took the most spots in the top 16, so they were on a roll, and a lot of the bigger players, they were playing S-Knights. I was kind of surprised. I thought everybody would be pretty much like 75% on, you know, Shadows, but it really wasn't. It was kind of like 50-50, maybe even 55-45. Now, unfortunately, this has had a huge effect on the secondary market. As Deneb, this was a card that, well, when at the time that I made that video, Deneb was about $12 to $13, and if you look on eBay right now or TCG Player, the cheapest you're gonna find is about $40, which is fucking insane to me because I literally can't think of many cards where they have tripled their price in the span of a week without any relation to the ban list. Like, that just doesn't happen in Yu-Gi-Oh! So for this card to be, well, it's the cornerstone of the deck, so I kind of understand it. I do have one question still for anybody out there who massively doubted or underestimated S-Knights, and that is, I mean, how did you look at this deck on paper and think that it just wouldn't be that good, especially at minimum tier 1? I mean, in many formats, we can have like 4 or 5 tier 1 decks. I mean, I gave a prime example in that video of Synchro Cat and how when it came to the TCG, it didn't have a lot of the Synchro cards that it had in Japan, and yet the deck still dominated. And I felt like S-Knights would probably be the same thing. Yeah, we don't have these Star Seraphs and we don't have Shockmaster, but you know what? They still have their own Wolf Bark. I mean, when I look at S-Knights on paper, the first thing I thought was these are basically gadgets remade, except they've got more attack, they're searchable, they've got a Stratos, a Wolf Bark, an Infernity Barrier, and they can't miss timing. Like, how do you add all of those things up and not get a tier 1 deck in your book? So for anybody who just completely doubted it and said it was only going to be a tier 2 deck, I still like question where your mind was at, you know? So I feel like, you know, I feel like S-Knights are still a really good deck. And, you know, I'm not going to say they're the best deck of the format because honestly, I don't know what the best deck of the format. If you held my feet to the fire, I would probably say just at this point Shadows, because I still don't like S-Knights game 1 against Shadows, but the people in the tournament, the ARG tournament, didn't seem to have any problem with that matchup. So let me know what you guys think. Over this weekend, the first weekend of regional play and ARG play, S-Knights have, in my opinion, come out on top. Does that change your opinion on the deck? Are you going to start playing the deck? If you are, unfortunately, now it's basically like playing Boojins after they came out because, you know, the Neb is basically $40 now. The rest of the deck is still super cheap. You know, Deltaros, who is amazing, is like $7 and Nova Alpha is only like 10. So the rest of the deck is still fairly cheap. It's just that the Neb's still kind of expensive. Thank you guys for watching as always. Let me know what you think.